Hello everybody, welcome back to Starkey Formstead. So I have the best news. Let's not get depressed about this 4B movement, which is basically no sex, no babies, no marriage, just no. Guys, no dating. It's a good thing. Let the liberals die out. They're so insane with their propaganda and their belief system that they're actually doing the world a favor. So I saw this one chick, and I'm going to show you the clip in a second, who says, my biggest concern is that these ultra conservative Christians are going to pop out like 10 babies per family. Please do. Please do. Let's raise up an entire new generation that is not in the public school system, being propagated into believing that somehow sticking to the Constitution, supporting a constitutional republic, closing our borders, expecting people to work for a living, imagine that, is bad somehow. These kids, it's almost a waste of your time. Until they have a changed heart, they're just going to keep believing that somehow they're losing their rights by Trump being in office. I've yet to meet anyone that can actually tell me any rights at all that they have lost by us voting Trump into office. Just one right that women have somehow lost by Trump going into office. What you hear them say is, we've pushed women back. Really? Defending women's sports so only biological women can play in them is somehow taking from women? The audacity and the ignorance behind what they believe is truly heartbreaking. But I want to show you how they threaten men with bodily harm, how they threaten a civil war, which I know none of us have to worry about. First off, this is the generation that's terrified of pow-pows. Remember that. It's also the generation that can't decide which bathroom they're supposed to use. They're the generation that believes men can have babies. So I think we're pretty safe in the sense that they want to go to war with a 70s and 80s babies. Like, boo, you don't stand a chance. We were the streetlight kids. We're not afraid at all. We don't have panic attacks. We don't have anxiety. Like, you fuss at them and these kids just can't even take no for an answer. But we're supposed to believe that the generation that uses, the getting rid of a baby for birth control is all of a sudden going to be able to control themselves for 4 years to not date, not marry, not have sex, not have babies. We're supposed to actually believe that. So I just wanted to show you guys what we're dealing with this younger generation, and here it goes.
Now, and if you're not capable of getting pregnant, then I think that we should take your dick and cut it in half with scissors hot.
When's the Civil War start? Anybody know? And what are we wearing? Because a bitch is not about to become a handmaid. No. They got to invade the Capitol. Why can't we? They got to get off with it and now are getting pardoned. But we get to suffer. No. So, what are we doing? What are we wearing? And when are we corroborating? Because I have anxiety. I'm a little bit stressy and depressy right now. And I kind of just want to get a little messy. No? Okay.
Why are you demanding Biden pack the Supreme Court? Why the f are we not demanding that he arrest a convicted felon? Like, you could executive order do both of those things, and he's not. Why are we not demanding this? We should be demanding this. I don't know, does that seem f***ing crazy? Am I crazy for saying that? Is that the quiet part that I'm just saying out loud? Like, come on, people, what the f***?
Guys, I was doing so well, and then I just heard a clip of her.
That's our future. Heard somebody say the other day on a live that it is also the parents' fault. These kids are like that. But I'm going to advocate for them in this one thing. How many of you have told your children, grandchildren, godchildren, or kids that you babysit, when you go to school, you listen to the teacher. You listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. You behave, you listen. Then these babies go to school and they've got some liberal, crazy, insane person in that classroom telling them that Donald Trump and conservatives are crazy and they want to destroy America. Look at that mosquito. And then we want to be angry that they are the way they are. They used it against us because we are law-abiding people. Conservatives, 90% of the time, are law-abiding people. And they use that against us. They used our children against us. So in all actuality, that saying that it's the parents' fault, they should have done something with their kids, you can't have it both ways. You can't send the child to school, threaten to spank them or take their favorite toy from them or whatever because they didn't listen to the teacher, or be mad because they did listen to the teacher. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work, folks. So again, the best thing you can do is start a school in your community. Even if you don't go to church, find a church that you think would get behind that and help them see the school. It's not that hard. It's not. You get a homeschool group together. You take your children, your grandbabies, your nieces and nephews, your neighbors' kids out of public school system. Because it is nothing but a propaganda machine. And you just saw these kids. I mean, a young man actually thinks that Biden can pack the Supreme Court with an executive order. I mean, what are they teaching these kids? For real, what are they teaching them? It's not done yet. Get ready.
Resistance will be talked about for generations.
On board for the 4B movement. However, what scares me about it is I'm terrified that only conservative Christian families will be popping out 10 babies back to back to back to back to back. We need good people to also raise good babies.
You f***ing bitches elected Trump into office. I voted for him 4 years ago because I was dumb. And guess what? So are Trump voters. Go look at the statistics. They're not educated. Stop supporting things that hurt other people. Would your items have been more expensive right now with a Democrat in office? Sure. You really care that much more, though, than like other people who have way less privileges than you?
So first off, I'm curious, what people have less privilege than me in America? In fact, I would say I'm one of the least privileged people in America because I'm white and I'm married. So, I mean, there's nothing for me and definitely nothing for my husband, right? God forbid he's a white male in America. Like, no DEI hires for him. No $50,000 startup for him. You just got to be Hispanic or black with Kamala, right? Like, that's privilege, people. I know these young people just don't get it, but one day they will. Because, yes, I'm going to vote for cheaper stuff because I actually have to work and pay taxes. And now they want me to pay for your education along with mine. Because believe it or not, sweetie, Trump supporters aren't ignorant. They have skill sets that are useful. And some of us have 2 college degrees. Wow. I bet she never considered that. Because statistically, only idiots come out of college. We all know that. You send your normal child to college, and they come back with blue hair, a nose ring, hating men. Go figure. And they wonder why we are rallying behind the cry of, let's stop funding it with our tax dollars. You know, but the youth are supposed to be a little radical. It's like that in every generation. But I think we can all agree that the 4B movement is going to be one of the best things that has happened to America in a long time. So don't get upset when you see them screaming about it. Tell your sons and your nephews there are plenty of conservative women out there, and it probably saved him years of misery avoiding anybody right now, not cancer patients, God bless your heart for them doing what they've done, Anybody wearing blue bracelets or shaved heads, tell your babies, stay away from them women. They're dangerous. Did you see these people's eyes in here in this? And they call us in a cult. They say that we want to take away rights. Wow. And I told you guys I was going to talk about this earlier in the live, and I ran out of time both times. But Trump is going to put a 10% tariff on all imports from the UK. Now, is it got to do with the fact that their liberal party sent over 100 people to knock doors in America for Kamala, which personally, I don't care what they say, that's campaign interference. But it didn't do them a lot of good because they lost, and all they managed to do was really piss Trump off. And you can't blame him. You can't blame him, folks. They have no right to come to this country. I mean, the UK has a ton of problems right now. They have Share law being set up. Their kids are out of control. Their white females are being prostituted and drugged out by all these Muslim gangs. So you know what, UK, you worry about you. You let America worry about America, because we got a new people in office. And we're going to tariff the crap out of every import coming in. And we're going to demolish income taxes. And we're going to make America not only healthy, but wealthy again. And once these little kids realize that money actually matters, they'll all stop crying. And maybe some of them can be saved. And I mean that. Pray for them. I mean that. Because that crying and whining, that is insane. That's true insanity, people. That's what they look like. So thank you, God, for the 4B movement. Talk to you guys later. Don't forget, comment, share, hit the subscribe button.